All right, ladies and gentlemen, in what could be the death of Obamacare as we know it, the Supreme Court has agreed to hear a case involving subsidies that are given to low-income and poorer folks who have signed up for Obamacare. We had at the beginning of the show today Kendall Coffey on with us, and he said two factors make him believe that this is going to be an ominous event for the White House. One, the merits of the case, and two, the fact that the Supreme Court has decided not to wait for the full circuit court that voted in a limited fashion to rule against the subsidies. They were going to have the full court meet and rule, but they decided to take it up now. Joining us now is Sally Pipes, president of the Pacific Research Institute, healthcare policy expert and author of The Pipes Plan, the Top 10 Ways to Dismantle Obamacare. And Sally, welcome. And I gotta believe that the Supreme Court doing away with this subsidy would be one good way to dismantle Obamacare.
Well, definitely, and I think I'm very excited about today. We thought that the court, might make an announcement on whether or not they would take the King v. Burwell case. But of course, with the election being on Tuesday, I think they didn't want to do that. But then they said they might not. They might do it this coming Monday, the 10th. But it was very exciting news that they did it today in this King v. Burwell case. I'm actually quite optimistic. Maybe Justice Roberts will redeem himself by the court coming out with a good decision. And I really think that if that is the case, it is one of the ways that we will see the implosion of the Affordable Care Act.
Right. Now, let me ask you, I mean, you agree, I'm sure, with Kendall Coffey. Forget the timing and the expediting of this case, but let's focus on the merits of the case. I mean, the way that the law is written, it just does not allow for the subsidies to be given out in the manner in which they're being given out, correct?
Right. Well, I think originally when the law was being written, all the people that were involved in the writing of it, including John Gruber, MIT economics professor who helped write Obamacare and Romneycare, I think they all thought that all the states would rush to the starting gate and set up their own exchanges. And as you know, only 14 states and D.C. did set up their own exchanges. 36 states are part of the federal exchanges under healthcare.gov. And of course, the law is very clear. It said that an exchange is one that is established by the state for the giving out of these subsidies for people earning between 138 and 400% of the federal poverty level. So when the IRS tries to tell people, well, they really meant that it was for everybody, they had no intention of it being for everybody. And so the law is very clear, and I think this is very important in this case, which will be heard in January, and we expect the decision in June 2015.
All right, and Sally, in your book, do you have other ways that John Boehner and Mitch McConnell can go about, dismantling Obamacare, independent of what the court does in June with their ruling?
Well, absolutely. I mean, my thing right now is I would love to see a vote right away when new Congress comes in to fully repeal Obamacare. There's also, of course, the issue of could this be repealed through budget reconciliation, through bills in the House and the Senate. And then I think that the next point is there are a lot of things that we can do in the next 2 years. Repeal the medical device tax, repeal the idea of the 30-hour work week, repeal IPAB, the Independent Payment Advisory Board, and most important, repeal the employer and the individual mandate. So I'm very excited about the next 2 years in the 2016 election, which is a ways off, but I'm finally feeling a bit optimistic. The American people, they polled that 54% of Americans viewed Obamacare as unfavorable. The New York Times, mainstream media said, oh no, Pelosi, this is going to be a winning issue. Well, the polls on how people thought were right. So there we are.
Yeah. And here's the thing, Sally. This has affected such a limited amount of people so far when it comes to losing their policies because the employer mandate hasn't kicked in yet. It was delayed by Obama unilaterally so that it wouldn't be felt before the midterms. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's been delayed until after the presidential election in 2016.
Well, there's two parts to it. Those employers with 100 employees or more were delayed till January 2015. But if you were between 50 and 99, it's delayed until January 2016. And I think the real kicker was when they decided to postpone the open enrollment period from October 15th to November 15th. If that weren't a political decision, I don't know what could be, because they were very
right. And by the way,
about
insurance companies weren't allowed to give their new rates for next year until after the election. Usually there was a 60-day requirement, and that was waived or postponed at the behest of the White House. It's crazy. They're not going to get away with it, though, I got a feeling. Like you, Sally, great for you to join us. And again, the book, ladies and gentlemen, the Pipes Plan, the top 10 ways to dismantle Obamacare. When we come back, Chief Congressional Correspondent for the Washington Examiner, our friend Susan Ferriccio. We have a lot of friends. She'll be here. Don't go away.
Even though